Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, artificial intelligences of uncertain reproductive capacity, welcome to Rick's AI robot circus. Up first is Jada's team with a unicorn bot, which has been given the capacity to feel emotions.
So, I'm Jada, this is Destiny, Natalie, and Dawn. We decided to name our product Maeve after this character from Westworld. She was one of the first characters in the whole series to be one of the robots that were coming into reality. So just to cover what we've been, and reframe what we've been talking about in class, just when robots start feeling emotion and things like that, which is one of the most of the functions of our robot. So that's where our naming came from. It's pretty much just for pretty much 8-year-olds and up to learn how to code, to learn how to build robotics, and that's our primary purpose. And I'll pass it off to Dawn.
Alright, so what I did was I programmed the robot to be happy and dance. So what I did was I programmed the robot to dance and have it show emotion.
Yeah.
And then
It's fine. It's not.
I can just do it from my phone. Alright, so I programmed the robot to dance. So I encountered a few problems while doing so. The main problem I had was having the robot have its head attached.
And within the production of our robot, the entrance can be defined here. So the servo 1 is pretty much where it communicates to the bot to do most of its motion. And that's where the head is, which is where we encountered like a lot of our issues and problems. Speed bump. Yeah, do you want to take over?
Yeah, please. Alright, so I programmed it to show emotion. So when its horn turns a certain color, it displays a sort of emotion. So this purple color shows emotion, it means happy, but since the head doesn't stay on right, I think that was the problem we encountered. And when it dances, it kind of just moves its hind legs around, back and forth. And that's the problem we had encountered with it throughout the entire production. And I figured that it was more of a factory problem.
It was initially working. What appears to be the problem is that the upper head servo is no longer correctly calibrating its position. And although it had a correct neutral position last night, its neutral position is now lowered this morning, and we were unable to correct that, which is why movement with the head is now bonking against its legs or completely falling off.
Which is where we tried to adjust the code and translate it back into Scratch, which still did not end up working for us.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
For me, I chose the Shy Girl. I chose to do Shy Girl.
I got you.
and which is also where you see the change in the horn. And Shy Girl, as you can see, is where she's supposed to angle her head more down.
I guess the pros and cons that I've seen with this, the pros I would say is the Bluetooth connection is compatible with iOS and Androids. I guess for Shy Girl it doesn't really work because her head, again.
Personally, I would say a lot of the pros of this project were the number of capabilities this robot has. There's a number of moving parts and different servos and different sensors. It's really too bad we're having the issue with the one sensor, and I intend to find out what our problem is after this presentation for my own benefit and education.
And the pros and cons that I found, just assembling the pieces. So when we first got it together, they weren't really organized or anything. The servers were pretty easy, like we knew what we were going to put where. It was just the fact of assembling it together, not knowing if we were doing it right, but that was also a pro, because the way that we assembled the app came with the program. So we were able to see like a 3D video on how to build the app, but not how to functionally put it together and make sure that each box was working. It was more just clarifying, put this here, so or else your bot will period point blank not be functional. So we're pretty proud of the fact that we got it to move, we're getting it to light up. We are doing what it's supposed to do. It's just the fact of the head. And we rebuilt it, we took it apart, we tried to put it back together. We just couldn't find another way around it.
Overall, coding was simple for it. Doing everything was actually really easy throughout the app. Assembly was also very easy as well. Like everything was just on the app, making it super simple to use and user friendly. I believe kids up to ages 8 and up can use the product, but the real problem was just the head.
And the durability.
Yeah.
So one of the functions were that it has a sensor here in the front, and when it's adjusted to see certain colors, or it's adjusted to see certain objects, which also goes into our code, which you can also translate and see here and here. Like when it says to electric rotate, it's supposed to sense this, and any object that's in front of it, it's supposed to automatically go around it. But when it did, it would hit another object and the head would just go flying straight off. Especially when it would try to charge at objects, which is when it's angry. And yeah, so just to close, it was a really good project. It was really fun for us. The code itself was pretty simple to put together. It was fun going back and trying to edit the code to see different functions that we can make it do aside from the program that it came with. And we just had a lot of fun with the project.
Okay.
Thank you.